All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. I am concerned with the Me Too movement and what the direction it's going in, and for a couple reasons. We just witnessed what happened with Brett Kavanaugh, Supreme Court Justice. Nice to say, Justice Kavanaugh. What just happened? I asked a group. Here's what I don't like is, I'm not allowed to think this morning, according to almost any media source, I'm not allowed to think this morning that Christine Blasey Ford lied. I'm not allowed to. If I say that in public, it will anger people, but I think it's my right to be able to say it because I think she lied. Okay. I do not think it's a coincidence. It's in California. Dianne Feinstein. I don't think there's any coincidence whatsoever. I think she lied, okay? Nobody could come forward from the party and her best friend. We know now there's been witness tampering. So you can always pick the cauldron that's bubbling over when Trump hits it. Now, the problem the left is having right now, among many, is Trump is saying things, and now he has some people in the Republican Party with the nerve to say the same thing. Absolutely. Now, some will say, well, I was saying that long ago. Not Chuck Grassley, not Mitch McConnell, not Lindsey Graham. Okay? The President of the United States now... Okay, some Republicans are not afraid to utter George Soros. Now, I told you last week, okay? I brought it to you last week, and we're going to go over it again in a minute. But George Soros is pouring over $1 million and some into Georgia, period. Michael Bloomberg is pouring in money like you would not believe into Georgia. So, yeah, the President of the United States tweeted out, let's go with number 45. Number 45. And we'll get to Susan Collins and Mitch McConnell. And yes, and I will say something nice about Susan Collins in a minute. You're probably wondering out there when that was going to ever happen. The rude elevator screamers are paid professionals only looking to make senators look bad. See, the president has the nerve to say that. You and I say it. We read it. We know it happened. I still want to know what Sheila Jackson Lee put in Brumwich, the attorney for Dr. Ford's pocket. All right, Sheila Jackson Lee. But anyhow, they're paid professionals to make senators look bad. Don't fall for it. Also, look at all of the professionally made idyllic signs paid for by Soros and others. These are not signs made in the basement from love troublemakers. Soros, okay? Identical signs, professionally made identical signs paid for by Soros and others. So there's boxes of these signs ready to go, paid for by George Soros. Donald Trump has the nerve to say it. So what does that do? Oh, that blows up, flat blows up the left this morning. Okay, go to number 44, all right? Number 44 right there. Trump, this is Joe and Minka, okay, Muskrat Love. Trump claims George Soros behind protests, all right? And Trump claims, and then go to number 46, and these are just the tags. This guy used to work for Bush, number 46. Trump, Kavanaugh protesters paid troublemakers, all right? So the point I'm making there is the media is running cover. They're running cover right now for George Soros. And Trump has the nerve to call him out. It's paid, people. They're paid protesters. George Soros is involved. George Soros is spending millions of dollars in Georgia. Okay? Kirsten Gillibrand's coming today. Maxine Waters has been here in Georgia. The list goes on and on of how far left you could get. So they are defending, okay, George Soros, their boss, as I call it. They're defending their boss. Now let's go to another thing. The left has nothing else to go for. Number 39. Now let me explain this. Merrick Garland, number 39. McConnell defends blocking Merrick Garland. Okay? Number 39. Let's go to 40. This is just, they're talking on MSNBC. McConnell defends blocking Merrick Garland. They had major segments. Now let's go to 41. The whole gang they assembled there on MSNBC. McConnell defends blocking Merrick Garland. Now let me explain this, and McConnell is correct. Mitch McConnell is correct, and this is another one. I'm just so confused if I like him now. All right? But Merrick Garland was appointed, or not appointed, I'm sorry, he had to be confirmed. He was nominated by President Barack Obama in an election year. Now, what the argument is, and they continue to fight about it, is it's way back in the 1800s, only like one time that McConnell is arguing that a president has nominated a Supreme Court justice or a Supreme Court nominee in an election year where the Senate held the majority and was an opposing party. Bottom line. So the reality is, it's common sense. Harry Reid, okay, Joe Biden arrest, they've all done this. They can lie all day long. And now they're crying today about Merrick Garland, okay? And it's interesting, there was even something that came out that said Merrick Garland ruled with Brett Kavanaugh 91% of the time, okay? It's the other 9%, folks. That's all it takes, that other 9%. All right, that concerns me, that he did not rule with Brett Kavanaugh. That being said, let's be clear. Merrick Garland was appointed by Barack Obama in an election year with the Republicans having control of the Senate. They all do it. They all do it. Nothing's going to change. Period. So I'm telling you now. Now what will happen is, if President Donald Trump next year, okay, appoints, or said again, apologize, if he has another seat on the bench in an election year, Mitch McConnell will bring that up for confirmation hearing, and they will freak out again and go crazy. But Mitch McConnell, the Republicans will have, and I believe they will after November, they will have control of the Senate. So they will do that. But it's just the opposing party. So quit crying over Merrick Garland and acting like, because the bottom line is, for Democrats out there that may be watching, Mitch McConnell, you don't have to like him. You don't have to like that he never brought Merrick Garland up for even a hearing, okay? Or even interviews. Did not even start the interview process with Merrick Garland, the nominee for Obama. But I tell you what the Republicans didn't do. They didn't go to destroy his life. They didn't go to destroy his family. Merrick Garland drives around now and probably is unknown and unrecognized and can go to any restaurant and eat, can go to any concert and enjoy a show, can go to a ball game and watch it. Merrick Garland can go to a ball game and watch the ball game. Brett Kavanaugh, we're wondering next fall or now if they're going to let Brett Kavanaugh maybe coach a girls' basketball team ever again. And you wonder why. So the Republicans didn't go to destroy Merrick Garland. They said you're not going to be on the court. That's simple. And he's still on the circuit court. It's not like he gets taken off of it because he didn't make the big show. So that was going on. So let me go back to George Soros, because tonight, I told you last week, and I just want to go back to Soros for one reason, okay? If you start seeing what's getting under their skin as we're calling them out, we need your help. Let's go to number 29. I think I got the right one. Number 29, the Save Our Democracy Tour. Save Our Democracy Tour, LJ. All right? So that's a Facebook post, and that'll be over at the library tonight at 6 p.m., 6 to 8. So let's go. If my computer can work fast enough, let's go to Save Our Democracy. So let me go there. Stay with me. And Save Our Democracy Tour, LJ. They got one in Rome, one in Marietta. Let's see, Save Our Democracy, Spread the Vote, Georgia, hosted by Common Cause Georgia. All right? George Soros. Yesterday, I was in LJ. I'm trying to tell you. I'm sounding the alarm. I don't want to say disappointed. I'm not going to get ugly with Republicans. But I was kind of caught off guard that I was over there with 25 Democrats and not one person, from the Republicans or conservatives was in the room to ask this candidate, Democrat candidate for Lieutenant Governor of Georgia, Sarah Riggs Amico. All right? I mean, here's the thing. I understand where you're coming from, but I go to a town hall with a Republican, and all the other and Democrats show up. They do. I mean, I went to a town hall with, Doug Collins, and Democrats packed the place, Congressman Doug Collins, and they were firing questions at him. Republicans show up at Republican town halls, and they fire the same questions at their Republican candidate. Yesterday, there was a town hall meeting over in Gilmer. Everybody overlooked it, and nobody showed up to fire any questions at this Democrat candidate for lieutenant governor. And I was amazed by that. I was like, damn, I mean, come on, folks. I mean, where are you guys at? Ask the questions. Nobody's there. So tonight is going to be Save Our Democracy in LJ. Now, let me go back one click. You can go to a Save Our Democracy tour in LJ. Okay, you can go to a Save Our Democracy tour in Rome. You can go to Save Our Democracy tour in Marietta. Okay, you can go to a Save Our Democracy tour in Lilburn. All right, that's October. You can go to a Save Our Democracy tour in Atlanta. Save Our Democracy bus to the to Central. Let's see. Oh hell, I got into California. You go into Noonan. They got one in Noonan. These are all before the election, folks. All before the election. Savannah, Save Our Democracy. What the hell? I mean, is anybody out there paying? Don't get mad at me, but are you paying attention? And who is this? Save Our Democracy. Common Cause. Common Cause. Okay? Hold on. I mean, this all comes together. Why do you think, why the hell, my God, why the hell do you think they're rolling in here as fast as they can into Georgia? Do you hear of, Kirsten Gillibrand rushing off to Kansas and Elizabeth Warren rushing off to Kansas and, all these people rushing off to Kansas? No, they're coming right down here to Georgia. You better wake the hell up. I don't know any other way to put it. You know? And let me get back to, so, save our democracy, right? Common Cause. Who is Common Cause funded? Who provides a lot of their funding? Let's go to number 28. The Open Society Foundation. Open Society, you can read it for yourself. That's a major funding of Common Cause. Let's go to 26. Save Our Democracy, Common Cause. Open Society Foundation. Let's go to 2. 2 of the favorite players, but the Open Society Foundation, who is that? George Soros. George Soros. And we have, let's go to number 40. They know we're on to them. It might be just me here in LJ. It's all over the country. There's people like myself that's trying to sound the alarm. Hey, coming right off the President of the United States. Now we've got Lindsey Graham. We got all kinds of people that don't care to say this now. Let's go back to 44. Let's circle that back. George Soros to number 44. And look, paid protesters. They're defending George Soros this morning on national media because they know we're on to them. All right? So that being said, hold on, I want to find you something else because I want to go through this. Stay with me. There's a reason. So let's go. We got George Soros. Let's put number 2, George Soros, back up. Okay? And I'll get to it in just a second. I should have it here somewhere. Okay? Hang tight. Don't anybody get all worked up. Okay, look here. Let's go to number 19. Trust me, this all goes together. That's why I watch the media. I study the media. I study what they do. This is Meet the Press on NBC. Okay? 2016 congressional elections. All right? GOP in 2016 in congressional elections won 50.4% of the popular vote. You see the games they're playing? Dems won 49.5. Not even a percent difference, but the GOP came away with 241 votes, and the Dems came away, seats. The GOP came away with 241 seats. The Dems came away with 194. Redistricting, gerrymandering, redistricting, George Soros, Common Cause, North Carolina, wake the hell up. That they're trying to say, look, how can you only be 1% off on popular vote but have a 241 to 194? I'm telling you, you don't. Now, here is the state. You got to pay attention. Have I told you that? I know you're mad, but focus with me. Let's go to number 20. Pennsylvania. What does Pennsylvania have? Republican legislature. What does Pennsylvania have? A Democrat governor. Wake up, Georgia. So, in 2016 congressional election, Pennsylvania, popular vote 54%, right? 54% GOP. This is the math. 46% of the popular vote in Pennsylvania went to the Democrats, but 13 seats in the House of Representatives went to where? The Republicans. 5 went to Democrats. Now, 2012 congressional, let's go to 21. 2012 congressional map. Pennsylvania. Popular vote 49. Democrats won 51% of the popular votes. Still, 13 seats went to the Republicans, 5 went to Democrats. Well, you know what? The left said, we'll fix this. The left said, we'll fix this. This has to stop. Because what they don't want is they don't want the rural parts of a state or the rural parts of the country. You're through. Boom. Kaput. You're over. So let's go to 22. 2018 congressional election. What else? Pennsylvania. 7 seats now. 7 red seats are considered competitive. 7 seats, GOP seats, are now competitive. Period. What happened? Tom Wolf, I think, is the governor of Pennsylvania, Democrat. What happened? He's not going to, hey, he didn't accept the maps the Republicans sent up, right? So he drew up his own maps, went to court. Court said, we like the governor's maps better than we do the Republicans in the House and the Senate in Pennsylvania. They rushed down there and said, come on, that's not right, because Pennsylvania's maps are supposed to be generated by their legislative body. Well, Tom Wolf kept vetoing them, right? Do the research yourself. Don't, hey, the governor. Where am I going with this? Pennsylvania. If the governor of Georgia is Stacey Abrams, folks, she will not sign not one congressional redistricting, state redistricting map. She won't sign one state redistricting map. She won't sign it. She'll veto every one. And guess who'll be the first to run the lawsuits for her? Common Cause. Look at North Carolina. Look at Pennsylvania. Look at what happened. They have a plan. You're worried about November taking back the House, or they're working on taking it back for sure and never giving up the keys. You might not, I have people say, that's not going to happen. Well, okay. All right. This is from the Cook Political Report. 7 GOP seats rated competitive now. 7 seats that the GOP had in Pennsylvania are now rated competitive. They just moved them over. The courts just moved them over. Guess what? That's why it's important that Trump keep getting. Why do you think they're fighting, trying to stop anything on the courts? Because the courts moved it over and said, yes, we'll sign it. Now, that being said, proportionment. We're going to talk proportionment just a minute. There's 435 members of the House of Representatives, okay? They're portioned into population. What happens is, for example, everybody packed their bags and left Illinois. So they may lose one. The cap is 435. The country is divided into 435 districts. Okay? See, representatives are within a state, and their boundaries are within a state, but they represent a population. The state of Georgia's population has grown, and some states that have lost people, it's very likely in 2020, okay, like it happened last time, it's very likely in 2020 that the state of Georgia has a new congressional, well, we have 14 now, we may have a new congressional district, District 15. You remember the 9th congressional district that we're in now used to be all the way over in Dalton and in I think Walker County, I don't know, but it used to be over Gilmer, where I'm at, has always been in it. But the 9th district used to be over, it stretched all the way over, but we got that new district, was it the 14th or whatever? And it got split, right? Tom Graves is over there. Tom Graves used to be the congressman here in the 9th. Now Doug Collins is a congressman in the 9th. When Georgia gets on the proportional of the population gets a new district, if you have a Democrat governor, oh, you just wait. She'll move about 3 or 4 of those districts that we currently have in the Democrat column, just like that. They're not all visiting for nothing, folks. So I'm going to take a brief break, okay? We'll come back, talk more about the Supreme Court, and I want to talk about yesterday meeting Sarah Riggs-Amico, Democrat candidate for Lieutenant Governor of Georgia. We'll be back after the top of the hour. Take us to break, Josh.